The Ridge, a true events-inspired horror story. It was supposed to be a simple weekend trip. Just three friends, Aaron, Jake, and Emily, hiking into the Ridgeback Wilderness, an untouched stretch of forest in the Pacific Northwest. They were experienced campers, not reckless thrill-seekers. Aaron had even brought a printed topographic map and a satellite phone. They signed in at the ranger station, told friends they'd be back by Monday, and set off early Friday morning. By Saturday afternoon, they were never heard from again. The disappearance. Rangers discovered their abandoned SUV parked neatly off a fire road, untouched. Inside, water bottles, snacks, a phone charger plugged into the lighter. No signs of struggle, no notes, no evidence of distress. They followed the trail markers. About 5 miles in, they found the trio's campsite, just beyond a narrow ridge of pine. The tent was zip-closed, sleeping bags still laid out. A fire pit was neatly built, but unused. It looked like the group had only just arrived and vanished moments later. But there were footprints, and that's when things got strange. The tracks. Jake's boot prints led a few yards away from the tent, toward a rocky overlook. Aaron's followed but veered sharply, like he'd changed direction suddenly. Emily's prints trailed behind, stopping completely in the middle of a patch of moss. The moss was undisturbed, as if she had stopped walking and vanished. Rescue dogs brought in refused to go past the tree line. They barked, circled, and whined, but wouldn't move forward. Rangers chalked it up to bears or a sudden animal attack, but there was no blood, no drag marks, no broken branches. Only silence. The phone. 1 week later, a hiker found something deep in the forest, Aaron's satellite phone, placed gently on a tree stump 10 miles from the campsite. It had no signal, but oddly, the call log showed multiple attempts to call 911 at 2:36 a.m. Saturday. Even more disturbing, the phone had no GPS activity after 10 p.m. the night before. The last saved text message read, "Something's outside the tent." The camera. 2 months later, after search efforts had long ended, a group of volunteer hikers stumbled upon a weathered backpack hanging from a tree branch. It was Jake's. Inside, protein bars, a flask of water, and a digital camera. The photos were ordinary at first, laughing selfies, shots of the trail, the tent being pitched. Then came a series of shots taken in the dead of night. Blurry, panicked. Images of the dark forest, shaky hands, and finally what looked like a figure standing far off in the trees. Tall, pale, its head slightly tilted like it was watching. In the last photo, the lens had been pointed directly at the tent, from inside the tent, as if whoever took it had heard something and was hiding. That was the final image. The camera battery died shortly after. Theories. To this day, there are no confirmed sightings of the three friends. No bodies, no clothing, not even gear, except what was found carefully placed. Some believe they were attacked by a rogue mountain lion, but no blood or struggle ever confirmed that. Others claim they fell victim to occult or backwoods criminal activity, except there were no other tracks and no signs of human interference. A few believe it was something older, something that lives in the ridge. Locals talk of a place called Whisper Hollow, where compasses don't work, and people who go in don't always come back. Native stories speak of the watchers in the pines, not ghosts, but something inhuman. Forest spirits or something far worse that lure people in when they're most vulnerable. The photo on Jake's camera sparked endless internet speculation. Some say the figure was just a shadow. Others zoomed in, enhanced it, analyzed the pixels, and swear it had no face. Final note. Aaron's mother received a voicemail 3 weeks after the trip. It came at 3:17 a.m. There was no caller ID, just static and then faint breathing. And a whisper. She said it sounded like Emily's voice saying, "Don't come looking. It doesn't want more." The phone disconnected, and the number was never traced. To this day, the Ridgeback disappearance remains unsolved. 3 friends, experienced and well prepared, simply gone. All that's left is a broken camera, a few desperate 911 attempts, and one whispered warning in the dark.